What's up, everybody? Back from WrestleMania weekend, back to rip some more baseball. Here we go. 2024 Panini Select case break. Here we go. What's up, everybody? All right, we got 12 boxes. We got 6 right there, 6 right there, 12 boxes. Nah, I was way up in the, we weren't up in the nosebleeds, but we were definitely off camera, Junior. Definitely off camera. What's up, John? It was so much fun, you guys. We had a great view. We posted some pictures on our Facebook page, so if you guys get a chance, go to our Facebook page. It has a bunch of pictures. Yep. It was amazing, guys. Just to be there. Wicked cool. I'll be back on this weekend. All right. Here we go. Box number 1. Moises Ballesteros on the tricolor. There we go, baby. Color wheel Jackson Chourio. Box number 1, case hit. Everything is going awesome, John. Case hit Jackson Chourio color wheel. That's sick. That's the way you start off a break. That's a red James Wood. Red James Wood, 131 out of 149. Our redemption. Signatures. Number 23. That is Bruce Bochy. Bruce Bochy. Card number 23 on the autos, on the signatures auto. I'm not sure if that's going to be what managerial position he was in for this one, or if it's his playing card. Let's see what we got. Bruce Bochy, card 23. Let's find it. There it is. That is going to the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers on the Bruce Bochy. Not numbered on the auto. That is a silver diamond level of Jace Jung. Pete Rose on the numbers. Tricolor of Tom Glavine. Blue of Blake Dunn. Blake Dunn on the blue. That's 28 out of 199. Our first patch is a Spark Patch blue to 49. Guess who again? Mr. Jackson Chourio. Jackson Chourio on the two-color patch. Nice Spark Patch for Jackson Chourio in Milwaukee. That is a silver prism of Arjun Namala for Toronto. Paul Skeens on the Phenom. Paul Skeens on the Phenom. Jacob Mizrowski for Milwaukee on the silver prism. Yandri Morales on the Sensations. That is a wine colored of Jose Reyes. Jose Reyes, that is 64 out of 149. Nolan Chanuel on the Phenom. Jonah Tong on the Diamond. We got Drew Jones on the tricolor. We got a white of Wanbin Chow for St. Louis. 1 out of 99. 1 of 99. Evan Carter on the numbers. Silver prism of Bobby Witt Jr. Silver prism. Bobby Witt Jr. We have Kemp Alderman. We have our first auto behind Kemp Alderman. And that is Ricky Tiedemann for Toronto. Ricky Tiedemann, not numbered on the auto. Our second auto. I forgot about the redemption. Tricolor of Kemp Alderman for Miami. Tommy Troy on the turbocharged. That was box number 1. right, box number 2. Box number 2. Looks like we got some gold. Tricolor of Chase Davis. That is a gold by the numbers. Gold. That is Joe DiMaggio gold. Joe DiMaggio gold. That is 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 on the Joe DiMaggio gold. That is a wine colored of Gunnar Henderson. That's 98 of 149. Behind Gunnar, we have a gold auto. Gold auto. That is Brock Wilken. And Milwaukee keeps on eating. Milwaukee keeps on eating. That is a Brock Wilken gold auto. 3 out of 10. Brock Wilken on the silver prism. Gunnar Henderson turbocharged. Tricolor of Jackson Merrill. Dylan Cruz on the Phenom. Light blue of Ty Pete. Light blue of Ty Pete. Behind that is a, looks like a patch. 16 of 99. And this one's going to the White Sox. That's Colson Montgomery. Colson Montgomery for the White Sox. To 99. Tyler Black on the diamond level. That is a tie-dye of James Wood. Tie-dye James Wood. That is 20 out of 25. 20 out of 25 tie-dye James Wood for the Washington Nationals. That's a purple. Purple goes to 99. That's 3 of 99. 3 of 99. Jace Boffrin for Toronto. Jack Leiter turbocharged. Silver prism Alex Rodriguez for Texas. Our next auto goes to Detroit. That is Colt Keith on the not numbered auto. Colt Keith. Tricolor of Josh Knopf. Ronnie Mauricio on the Phenom. That is a Ozzie Smith red color match. That is 94 of 149. Dylan Cruz on the Sensations. Giovanni Rodriguez on the silver prism. Aaron Jones on Aaron Judge on the numbers. Aaron Judge base. Bryce Eldridge on the Silver Prism. And that is box number 2. Box number 3. After this break, there may still be some spots left, you guys. We have Optic Football. Optic Football blasters are here. We are doing a case break. That's 20 blasters. 20 Optic Football blasters. Right after this break tonight. Spots are still available in the store. Good luck. Here we go, box 3. Light blue of Josh Knopf for Milwaukee. 158 of 199. Evan Carter on the numbers. Tricolor of Noma Garcia-Parra. We have Connor Norby for Miami. Connor Norby on the select, excuse me, I apologize. Select swatch. That one is not numbered. Jake Geloff for the Dodgers on the diamond level. We got a purple Mark McGwire. Purple Mark McGwire, that is 87 of 99. Nolan Shanuel on the Phenom. Red of Nolan Shanuel for the Angels. That is a color match, 82 of 149. Yoendry Morales on the Sensations. Tricolor of Johan Santana. Silver Prism, David Wright. And our first auto of this box. Legends auto, not a legend, but gonna be Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson, I've done 2 cases of this stuff, guys. That is my 3rd Gunnar Henderson auto out of 2 cases. That is sick. Not numbered on that Gunnar Henderson. Congrats to Baltimore. Eric Batante on the light blue. That is also for Milwaukee, 95 of 199. Ricky Henderson on the numbers. Lime green, Tony Gwynn. Neon green, lime green, 5 out of 49. Noble Mayer on the Silver Prism. Colin Hawk on the Sensation. Dylan Cruz on the rookie base. That is a diamond level tie-dye of Carson Rocaforte. Carson Rocaforte, That's for Kansas City to 25. 24 of 25, Carson Rocaforte. Congratulations, BR. That is awesome, brother. I am so happy for you, dude. Congratulations, man. Gem Mint 10 from PSA on your Lamar Jackson downtown. That is sick. That is Chase Petty. That is a cool looking color. That is 116 out of 149. Our next auto goes to Seattle. That is Ty Pete. Ty Pete for Seattle. Light blue, Noble Mayor to 199. That is 50 of 199. Brady House on the Phenom. And that is box number 3. Dude, that is awesome, BR. Congratulations, man. It's hard to get downtowns to come back at 10. Box number 4. Yes, I did break that with you, my friend. Drake May, Michael Penix, and Lamar Jackson all in the same case, downtowns. That is awesome, buddy. Yep, it was me, my friend. I remember that. Oh, man, let's go uptown hunting tonight, baby. Let's go. With the optics, we got downtowns and uptowns. Hell yeah, baby. Yeah, we got some fun football stuff tonight. Fun football breaks tonight. 5 o'clock and 3 o'clock Pacific time. 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock Pacific time. So, yep. Tricolor, Willie McCovey for the Giants. Dylan Cruz on the Phenom. Adrian Santana to 199 on the light blue. We have a redemption. Ty Pete on the silver prism. Sensation of Jackson Churio. Tricolor of Roberto Clemente. Willie Mays on the numbers. Aaron Judge on the base. Zach Veen. Behind Zach Veen is our first patch. It's a Spark patch. And that is nice. That is real nice. Zach Veen, by the way, was to 149. That is 14 out of 149. But look at that tricolor Junior Caminero patch. That is a Spark patch to 49 of Junior Caminero. Sick patch. Nice hit for the Rays. Cole Carrig on the diamond level. Silver prism of Trey Morgan. That's for Tampa Bay. Jack Leiter on the turbocharged. We got gold, and blue. Gold and blue. Our gold. Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr., 6 out of 10. And our blue numbers is Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux, that is 5 out of 49. 5 out of 49. Very nice. Seattle is hitting in this break. Seattle was struggled the last break. This time they're hitting. Light blue of Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray to 199. That is 112 out of 199. Ronnie Mauricio on the Phenom. We got our next auto here. We got Tommy Troy Silver Prism. Jose Perdomo for Atlanta. Our next auto. Bobby Richardson for the New York Giants. New York Giants, Bobby Richardson. That goes to the San Francisco Giants, folks. Wow. I didn't know he was still alive. That, and he has such a nice auto. Guy's got to be in his 80s. Congrats to the Giants spot. That one is not numbered. Tricolor of Noble Mayer. Dylan Cruz on the Sensations. That is an orange Ricky Henderson. Orange Ricky. Orange is 28 of 49. 28 of 49 on the orange Ricky Henderson. Aaron Judge on the numbers. Jackson Churio on the diamond level. Roman Anthony Silver Prism. We got one card left of box number 4. It's that redemption right there in front of you guys. Here we go. Let's see where we're at with that. Let me grab my sweat card. Sweat card. Here we go, guys. Good luck. Signatures, not numbered. Card number 8. That is Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill for the Padres. Jackson Merrill for the San Diego Padres on the redemption. Box number 5. Box number 5. All right, this is box number 5. We're working. So far, a pretty good break for Seattle. Milwaukee is just crushing it. Milwaukee is crushing it. Tampa Bay's had a pretty solid, okay break. Seattle's doing pretty well. Here we go. Box number 5. Box number 5. We got a tricolor of Dylan Cruz. Blue turbocharged. That's for the Padres. That is Leo Tavares for the Padres. Blue /49. 1 out of 49. First off the press. We got a red, Braden Taylor. Braden Taylor red, that's for Tampa Bay. That is 10 out of 149. Nathan Zantello blocks our next auto. It's a diamond action auto of Dylan Head. Dylan Head, that goes to the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins, who are also doing pretty well. That one is not numbered. Silver Prism River Ryan for the Dodgers. Yoandry Morales on the Sensation. Tricolor of Blake Dunn. Ricky Henderson on the numbers. Light blue of Albert Pujols. Behind Albert Pujols is our patch. Our patch goes to Bobby Mercer. That is a New York Yankees. New York Yankees, Bobby Mercer on the pinstripe patch with some stitching. This one is not numbered. If I didn't say Albert Pujols, it is 27 of 199. Silver Prism of the Big Hurt. Christian Scott on the turbocharged. Tricolor of Carlos Beltran. That is Colin Hawk on the Sensation. Tom Glavine on the white. Tom Glavine on the white. That's 51 of 99 for Atlanta. Turbocharged Jacob Gonzalez for the White Sox. Evan Carter, Silver Prism. That's Dylan Cruz. Behind Dylan Cruz is our next auto. Diamond Action auto. That is Xavier Isaac for the Tampa Bay Rays. Xavier Isaac, Tampa Bay Rays. That one is not numbered. Not numbered on the Tampa Bay Rays, Xavier Isaac. Tricolor of Max Anderson. Brady House on the Phenom. Light blue of Roy Halladay. Roy Halladay to 199. That's 22 of 199. Sensation of Marcelo Mayer. That's Heston Kjerstad on the diamond level. Mark McGuire, Silver Prism. Yadi Molina on the numbers. And that is box number 5. Box number 6. Halfway point. Box number 6. Two, three, four, 5, 6. Anybody see Aaron Judge's foul ball home run? Anybody out there see the umpires make the worst call in Major League Baseball history? And then not overturn it? The hell is replay for if they can't do it? Alright, here we go. Box number 6. Xavier Isaac on the tricolor. Reggie Jackson on the numbers. That's a light blue of Bartolo Colon to 199. 102 out of 199. Brock Wilken on the Phenom. We got a nice, it looks like a diamond level tie-dye. It is. Who is it? That was going to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and that is Yu-Min Lin. Yu-Min Lin to 25. 4 out of 25 for the Diamondbacks. Very beautiful card. What's nice behind it is we got a nice, looks like red Ethan Salas Phenom. It is 67 out of 99. Ethan Salas on the Phenom red. That's a short print. Dylan Cruz on the silver prism. Charlie Soto turbocharged. Tricolor of Nick Lofton. Ethan Salas on the Phenom. That is a light blue Max Anderson. That is for Detroit. Our auto is right here. Behind Colin Hawk. Diamond action, not numbered. That is Colt Emerson for the Seattle Mariners, who continue to eat in this break. Seattle's having a pretty nice break. There you go. There's a Colt Emerson auto for you. That is Mariano Rivera on the wine-colored Mariano Rivera. Looks like we got a patch here of Bob Turley. Bob Turley for the New York Yankees. That wine-colored Mariano is 28 out of 149. Bob Turley is not numbered on the select swatch. That's going to the Yankees. Aaron Judge on the diamond level. Enrique Bradfield on the silver prism. Behind that, it is a tie-dye auto right there behind Mike Bove. Tie-dye auto right there. We'll save that. That'll be numbered to 25. Ken Griffey Jr. on the tricolor. Greg Maddux on the numbers. Jonathan Papelbon, that is red, 84 of 149. Turbocharged Jacob Wilson. Max Anderson silver prism. Leo Tavares on the phenom. San Diego's having a nice break. Carlos Beltran. Yanquiel Fernandez on the sensation. And our tie-dye auto. Looks like a legend catcher, possibly. Pudge, maybe? No. It is a young catcher for the Boston Red Sox. That is Kyle Teal on the tie-dye auto to 25. 4 out of 25. Beautiful hit for the Red Sox. All right, second halftime. Here goes box number 7. All right, this is box number 7. First 6 boxes, we've had some nice autos. We've had an auto to 10. We've had an auto to 25. We had a Jackson Chourio color wheel case hit. We've had some multi-colored patches to 49. One was Jackson Chourio. One was Junior Caminero for Tampa Bay. Very, very productive first half. We had a Ken Griffey Jr. Concourse Gold to 10. Let's hope we can get a second half just as good. Maybe a second case hit. All right, here we go. Tricolor, Aiden Miller for the Phillies. Jackson Chourio on the Sensations. That is Bud Selig. Bud Selig for the non-MLB spot. This is to 49. 3 out of 49 on the neon green. Willie Mays on the numbers. Kevin McGonigal on the diamond level. Silver prism, Robin Ventura. Arjun Nomala on the purple. That is a purple Arjun Nomala for Toronto, 38 of 149. Behind that is another Ethan Salas red phenom to 99, 36 of 99. See, that's 2 Ethan Salases on the Phenom, 67 and 36 of 99. Very nice, San Diego. Nice hits for the Padres. Phil Rizzuto for the Yankees on the light blue. Light blue, Phil Rizzuto. We'll find out the number in a minute. Our next auto is Maui Ahuna. That is going to the Giants. Maui Ahuna, this one is not numbered. Phil Rizzuto is 135 out of 199. Hall of Famer for the Yankees. That's Phil Rizzuto red for the Yankees. That one is 9 of 149. Ronnie Mauricio on the Phenom. Bobby Witt Jr. on the tricolor. Dylan Cruz on the Sensations. That's Mariano Rivera on the blue to 199. Behind it is a 8 out of 10 patch gold. 8 out of 10 patch gold. And that is for the Giants, Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge to 10 on the select swatches. That is a sick patch. Nice part of his number. That's what it looks like. Could be part of his name. That penny sleeve did not want to behave. There we go. Top loader. Need a bigger one. This is a thicker patch. There we go. Nice one for the Giants to 10. Elijah Green on the diamond level for the Washington Nationals. Enrique Bradfield on the silver prism. Aaron Judge on the numbers. We have white of Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray on the white, 82 of 99. Connor Norby on the Sensations. We have a zebra. We have our zebra print. Second case hit. Jackson Churio numbers. Chase Davis on the light blue. We also have a second auto. That Chase Davis, 11 of 199. Noble Mayer. That is looks like a gold auto. How about Ichiro Suzuki? Seattle Mariners. Said Seattle was having a good break. There's a nice auto. Gold Ichiro, 2 out of 10. That is sick. Now, our second case hit, our zebra print. Our zebra print. Oh, we'll make it sweat for a second. Alex Rodriguez is protecting it pretty well. Here we go, zebra print, guys. Good luck. How about Hall of Famer Joe DiMaggio? Wow. Jolton Joe DiMaggio on the Premier Level Zebra print for the Yankees. Congrats to the Yankees. What a case so far. Box number 8. Box number 8. Yeah, that was a hell of a box, Pokey DW. eBay Live, you still with me? If you're still with me, give me a hell yeah. Anybody on eBay Live, give me a hell yeah if you're still with me and can still hear me. Thank you, Buddha. All right, here we go. Box number 8. Carlos Beltran to 199. That is 139 of 199. Turbocharged Bobby Witt. Tricolor of George Brett. George Lombard Jr. for the Yankees on the turbocharged red. Turbocharged red to 99. That's 76 of 99. You got it, BRS. Our first auto, and we got Jim Palmer White. Jim Palmer White, that is 19 out of 99. Behind Peyton Rose, we have a red auto. Red auto usually means 99. That is Kendall George for the Dodgers. Kendall George for the Dodgers, and that is 26 of 99. Luis Baez on the silver prism. Nick Lofton turbocharged. Tricolor of Adel Amador. Heston Kjerstad on the Phenom. Rod Carew on the wine colored. Rod Carew wine colored. Jake Geloff. Our next patch is a blue patch for the Orioles. That is Coach Earl Weaver. Earl Weaver, that's Rod Carew, was 132 out of 149. Coach Earl Weaver, rest in peace, 14 out of 49. On the blue select swatch. That is Jose Reyes to 25. Jose Reyes on the tie-dye to 25. That is 5 out of 25. Buster Posey on the numbers. Adele Amador on the silver. We got our next auto here. It looks not numbered. Not numbered, it is Louis Tiant for the Red Sox. Louis Tiant. We hit him last break too. Tricolor of Hurston Waldrop. Phenom of Evan Carter. Luis Baez on the purple to 149. 114 of 149. Rhett Lauder on the Sensations. Bartolo Colon silver prism. Ozzie Smith on the numbers. Silver Ozzie Smith. Sensations of Brando Maea and Felnin Celestin for the Seattle Mariners. All right, final 4 boxes. Here we go. BR, you said that Lamar Jackson was a PC for you, right? If I remember, you said that you're a Lamar Jackson fan. All right, here you go. Box number 9. Box number 9. Tricolor, Nolan Chanuel. That is a Red Sensations. Red Sensations of Drew Jones for the Arizona Diamondbacks. That is to 99. That is 39 of 99. Drew Jones on the Sensations. That's a light blue Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn, light blue. That is to 199. Our next auto. Somebody's going to be super happy. To the buyer of the Cincinnati Reds, congratulations, Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie De La Cruz on the auto. This is not numbered, but that is a Prism auto, and it is sick. Congratulations to the Reds. Miles Naylor on the silver prism. Tricolor of Jackson Merrill. Is that you, Buddha? Kyle Manzardo on the tricolor. Marcelo Mayer on the sensations. Barry Larkin on the purple. Congratulations, bud. That is sick. Will Warren, that's on the diamond level. And our patch goes to the Boston Red Sox and Marcelo Mayer. Barry Larkin is 36 of 99. Nice. You said Lamar Jackson was a PC for you, right, BR? Jonathan Papelbon on the tricolor. Jacob Gonzalez turbocharged. We have a red Ronnie Mauricio. Ronnie Mauricio, that's 91 of 149. Brady House on the Phenom. Adam Jones on the silver prism. Our next auto. For the Yankees, young prospect Brando. Don't call me Brandon Maella. Brando Maella for the Yankees. Nice hit for the Yankees spot. Yeah, I thought that's what you told me last time. I wanted to verify. I wanted to make sure. That is a light blue Deion Sanders. That's for you, Buddha. That's a nice Cincinnati Reds Deion Sanders. 141 of 199. Yadi Molina. Junior Caminero on the silver prism. Charlie Soto turbocharged. Zach Deloach silver prism. Colin Hawk on the sensations. Zach Veen to finish off box number 9. Box number 9. Box number 10. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. It's a well sought after spot. Last 3 boxes, here we go. Box number 10. Yeah, Ellie has a nice auto. And what I like about Ellie's auto is it's consistent. It's the same every time. You're not going to find inconsistencies with his auto, which is nice. There are so many players out there with so many inconsistencies. We won't say any names like Jackson Merrill. But we did hit a Merrill auto today, redemption. Jackson Merrill redemption. All right, here we go. Box number 10. That's a silver prism of Owen Cassie. Junior Caminero on the Sensations. Blake Mitchell on the tricolor. There is a beautiful tie-dye for the Twinkies. Charlie Soto tie-dye turbocharged, 15 out of 25. 15 out of 25. Nice Charlie Soto for the Minnesota Twins. Roman Anthony on the light blue to 199. 115 of 199. Our next auto. Ooh, that's purple to 35. Purple to 35. Rookie. Connor Norby for the Miami Marlins. Connor Norby, 30 out of 35. 30 out of 35, Connor Norby on the purple auto. Xavier Isaac on the silver prism. Sensations of Braden Taylor. There is a Christian Scott gold vinyl 1 of 1. Christian Scott gold vinyl 1 of 1 for the New York Metropolitans. Nice hit for the Mets. This box is good too. Wow. Mike Bovee on the silver prism. Paul Skeens on the turbocharged. That is a tricolor of Owen Casse. Matt Shaw on the Phenom. Luis Angel Acuna on the red. That is a red Luis Acuna, 31 out of 149. Connor Norby on the Sensations. Ken Griffey Jr. on the silver prism. Austin Wells is hiding our next auto. This one is not numbered. We got a red hat. Could be Phillies, could be Rangers. It is Phillies, and it is Andrew Painter. Andrew Painter on the auto, not numbered for the Phillies. Fightin' Phils. Light blue, Barry Larkin. Barry Larkin light blue, that is 60 out of 199. Buster Posey on the diamond level. Tricolor of Ozzie Smith, the Wizard of Oz. Jackson Churio on the numbers. Mariano Rivera. George Brett on the light blue to 199. Behind George Brett is our last hit of this box. We got Jace Jung on the diamond level. It is a patch and it is a blue patch of Robin Yount for the Milwaukee Brewers again. Milwaukee is eating. Robin Yount is 171 of 199. Milwaukee Brewers are eating in this break. That is another patch. This one is another blue one. This one is to 190 to 49. 21 out of 49. 21 of 49. Blue color match. We're down to 2 boxes. All right, here we go. Final 2 boxes. Lasco, Rizzuto, Grant Taylor on the tricolor. Our first auto of this box is Roman Anthony for the Red Sox. That is a red auto to 99. 31 of 99. 31 of 99, Roman Anthony. Will Clark. We got another auto right here, right away. Will Clark, that one is 104 out of 149. Chase Petty. Our next auto. Luis Baez. Luis Baez, that is for Houston. Not numbered on the auto. We got light blue of Johan Santana. Johan Santana, that is 163 out of 199. Come on, focus. Turbocharged Bryce Matthews. What am I doing? This one. Drew Jones on the silver prism. Connor Norby Sensations. Arjun Namala for Toronto on the white. 1 of 99. That is Matt Shaw on the Phenom. Yoendry Morales on the diamond level. Light blue of Blake Mitchell to 199. 128 of 199. Paul Skeens on the turbocharged. That is a green diamond level of David Ortiz for the Red Sox. Green /5. That is 4 of 5. Diamond level David Ortiz. Big Poppy. Churio on the numbers. That is Mickey Mantle on the red. Mickey Mantle red, 46 of 149. Jackson Merrill on the numbers. Orange. That is Adrian Santana on the orange for Tampa Bay. Adrian Santana, 15 out of 49. 15 out of 49 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Braden Taylor, Brock Wilken. Silver Prism of Jack Leiter. Silver Prism Jack Leiter. Leo Tavares on the Phenom. Tricolor of Trey Morgan. Our patch is Rhett Lauder. Rhett Lauder on the patch for the Cincinnati Reds. This one is not numbered. Light blue, Reggie Jackson for the Oakland A's. That is 96 of 199. Jacob Wilson on the turbocharged. That was box 11. Box number 11. Last box. All right, box number 12. Good luck. Light blue of Phil Rizzuto to 199. 15 out of 199. Thomas Sagasi diamond level is got our patch behind it. It is a spark patch tie-dye of Robin Yount. Robin Yount to 25. Oh no, this is gold. Sorry, my bad. That is even better. That is a Robin Yount gold patch. 8 out of 10? 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 gold patch Robin Yount. That is sick. Wow. Beautiful patch. Tricolor of Albert Pujols. Pete Rose on the numbers. Milwaukee had a great break. Yes, they did. Milwaukee had a phenomenal break. Cole Keith on the Silver Prism. Hurston Waldrop on the Phenom. There's Colin Hawk on the light blue. Light blue Colin Hawk. That is numbered 150 out of 199. Our first of the last two autos is right here behind Mr. Mitch Jebb. We're going to sit it down right there. First of the two autos behind Mitch Jebb right there. There we go. Tricolor of River Ryan. We got a red numbers of Ricky Henderson for the Oakland A's. Red numbers of Oakland A's. Hall of Famer, 42 of 99. Rest in peace. Run, Ricky, run. Pudge Rodriguez, purple to 149, 84 of 149. Kemp Alderman, Yachty. By the way, that Pudge Rodriguez goes to Detroit, not Texas. Chase Davis Silver Prism. Hayden Miller turbocharged. Silver Prism of Josh Knopf. Nolan Shanuel on the Phenom. Light blue Dylan Head, 12 out of 199. Tommy Troy on the turbocharged. Maui Ahuna on the diamond level. After this box, we'll get a full recap. That's another green to 5. That one is Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson, green to 5. That is 5 of 5 on the Jacob Wilson for the Oakland Athletics. Sick. Evan Carter. Adrian Santana. This kid is so good. He is so good. He's one of my young PCs. Him and Jacob Gonzalez, I really liked them too both. Must be in the name. There is Spencer Arrighetti. That one is not, that is a Silver Prism. Craig Biggio. Behind Craig Biggio is our last auto of the break. We have 2 autos after this pack, and then we will do a recap. Come on, Nolan. Focus. Tricolor of Evan Carter for Texas. There is a Paul Skeens Phenom. Gunnar Henderson. Paul Skeens on the Phenom. Here we go, our last two autos. Last two autos. Thank you all for being part of the break. Here we go. Auto number 1. This one is not numbered. It is a Diamond Action auto. Red hat. Sunglasses. How about for the Phillies? Starlin Caba. Starlin Caba for the Phillies. And our last auto of the break, behind Mitch Jebb. This one is also not numbered. It is a rookie with a bat and a hat. I'm rhyming like Dr. Seuss, guys. Sorry. That is, how about for the Colorado Rockies, Adel Amador. Adel Amador, rookie auto for Colorado to finish the break. All right, guys, here we go. Recap time. To 199. To 199. Dylan Head, Colin Hawk, Phil Rizzuto, Reggie Jackson, Blake Mitchell, Johan Santana, Barry Larkin, George Brett, Roman Anthony, Deion Sanders, Tony Gwynn. We got Carlos Beltran, Chase Davis, Mariano. We got Phil Rizzuto again, Max Anderson, Cologne, Roy Halladay. We got Albert Pujols, Eddie Murray, Adrian Santana, Eric Batanti, Noble Mayer, Josh Knopf, Ty Pete, and Blake Dunn. These are to 149. To 149. There you go, eBay, a little help for you. All right, we got Pudge, Mickey Mantle, Will Clark, Luis Angel Acuna, Ronnie Mauricio, Luis Baez, Rod Carew. We got Phil Rizzuto, Arjun Namala, Jonathan Papelbon, Mariano. We got Braden Taylor, Zach Veen, Chase Petty, Nolan Chanuel, Ozzie. We got Gunner. We got Jose Reyes and James Wood. To 99. Rest in peace, Ricky Run. Arjun Namala, Barry Larkin. We have a Sensations of Drew Jones. We got Jim Palmer, George Lombard, Eddie Murray, Ethan Salas ×2, Tom Glavine, Mark McGuire, Jace Boffrin, and Juan Bin Chao. These are to 75, I believe, if I remember right. No, 49. Sorry, to 49. We got Bud Selig, Tony Gwynn, Adrian Santana, Leo Tavares, Ricky Henderson, and Greg Maddux. To 25. To 25, we got Charlie Soto, Jose Reyes. On the diamond level, Yumin Lin. On the diamond level, Carson Rocaforte and James Wood. Gold to 10, we had a beautiful Ken Griffey Jr. concourse level and a Joe DiMaggio numbers. We had 2 to 5. We had Jacob Wilson for the Oakland Athletics. And on diamond level, David Ortiz, Big Poppy for the Red Sox. Our patches. Our select swatches not numbered. We got Bob Turley for the Yankees, Red Lauder for the Reds. We have Marcelo Mayer on the Spark patch for the Red Sox, Bobby Mercer for the Yankees, Connor Norby for Miami. To 99, we had a selective swatch of Colson Montgomery for the White Sox. To 49 blue, we had Earl Weaver for the Orioles. We also had a beautiful Robin Yount, Junior Caminero, and Jackson Chourio. To 10 on the gold, Robin Yount 2-color patch, and a beautiful select swatch of Bryce Eldridge for the Giants on the, well, it's 2 colors, but looks like 4 colors to me, some stitching and everything else. That's a beautiful patch for the Giants. All right, our autos not numbered. Our selective diamond action, we have Starlin Caba, Luis Baez, Andrew Painter, Maui Ahuna, Colt Emerson, Colt Keith, Ricky Tiedemann, Ty Pete, Xavier Isaac, and Dylan Head. Our other autos not numbered, we got Adel Amador, Brando Maea, Ellie De La Cruz, Louis Tion, Bobby Richardson, Gunner. We had Bruce Bochy going to Texas, and we have Jackson Merrill going to San Diego. To 99, we had a Roman Anthony auto and a Kendall George for the Dodgers. To 35 on the purple, we have Connor Norby for Miami. To 25, Kyle Teal for the Red Sox. Ichiro gold auto to 10. And for the Brew Crew, Brock Wilken. Our hits of the break are 1/1 gold vinyl of Christian Scott. Christian Scott, 1/1 gold vinyl. We had a zebra going to the Yankees, Joe DiMaggio. And our color wheel, first box, first pack, Jackson Chourio. Milwaukee finishes the Munch-a-Bunch. All right, guys, there we go. I got to get ready for the next break. Have a great afternoon. I will see you next time. Peace.